If you are at or near retirement, you simply cannot afford to hire the wrong wealth advisor for your future. So today we're going to go through 4 key mistakes that we've seen people make when it comes to choosing a wealth advisor for their future, for their legacy, for their overall life success. I'm Brittany Anderson, president and partner of Sweet Financial Partners out of Fairmont and Jackson, Minnesota. We've had the great pleasure over the years. Our team has worked with some amazing people and has helped so many people retire and retire well. Going through a few of the key reasons that people often change advisors. So when somebody comes to us and they're telling the story of why they're leaving their past advisor, these are some of the mistakes that we're commonly seeing people make or that they have made in the past that's caused them to basically second guess their current situation and make a change for themselves. So the whole point here is that you do not want to put the wrong person in your corner when it comes to entrusting somebody with your life savings. You have worked up to this point. Oftentimes, you might have been running a business and had a liquidity event where you've sold recently. That's a monumental event in your life, in your entire being. Maybe you're somebody that's held a really high-end position within a larger corporation or an industry as a whole. And now you're making the decision. You've come out of that accumulation phase, and now you're moving into the distribution phase of life. You want to make sure that you're choosing the right person that can help you make the right decisions and that can help you basically build this next chapter or this next part of your life as a whole for you, for your family, for your legacy, for all of those reasons really enveloped into one. So the first mistake that we have seen people make when choosing a financial advisor or choosing a wealth planner is hiring somebody that's strictly investment management. So the problem with this is that if you don't have somebody looking at your entire picture, what this means is that they're not collaborating with your CPA, with your estate planning attorney, with all of the important kind of call them centers of influence in your life. There could potentially be some gaps left on the table there. So what you want to do is make sure you have somebody working in your corner who takes a truly holistic, comprehensive approach to make sure they understand your entire financial situation and not just one small segment. So if you think about that up to this point, you want to really look at, is my advisor providing me with that comprehensive planning that I know I deserve and that I really need, especially when you're at that point of being at or very, very near retirement? Again, the accumulation phase of life can be a little bit simpler, that maybe not as many complexities involved when it comes to planning. It's maybe not as quite easy as this per se, but it's putting money away and not touching it, right? There's a million different ways you can do that or that you can accumulate, but that's really the simpler part of, wealth management as a whole. The distribution phase is then taken to an entirely different level. Now you're dealing with looking at, how can I be as tax efficient as possible? How can I make sure that all the professionals in my life are talking to each other, that they are helping each other make informed decisions, and they're working collaboratively versus in their little silos? So that is one of the mistakes that we've seen people make when choosing an advisor, is choosing somebody who doesn't have that fully comprehensive approach. Second is choosing somebody that doesn't have a solid communication plan. So giving example to this is, let's just say you hire an advisor, you have that great, maybe initial experience, and then say a whole year goes by and you don't hear from his or her office at all. Nothing, not a peep. Maybe 1 or 2 emails here and there with some sort of market update, but that's it. So that's something that is really important, because an advisor essentially should be like an accountability partner in your life. This should be somebody that anytime you have a big decision you're going to be making, especially if it impacts your finances, your family as a whole, be it a big move, be it a big purchase, anything kind of in between, you want to make sure you have this person in your corner as a true accountability partner. So, having somebody there that is in constant communication with you is a really positive thing and can be extremely beneficial to your future. There's nothing worse than hearing somebody come to us and say, yeah, I haven't heard from my advisor in 4 years. That was the last time I had an appointment. My goodness, so make sure that when you're having that initial consultation, you're talking to an advisor to make sure they have a clear and concise method for how and when they will communicate with you. That is really important. And that's a mistake that we've seen people make, is not asking for that up front. The third mistake to avoid when hiring an advisor is to hire somebody who does not have a team and or a formalized succession plan. When you look at the average age of financial advisors to date, wealth planners to date, many of them are men fast approaching that retirement age. So 55, 60 plus years old. They're getting close to maybe making their own transition in life where they might, move on to their own retirement. It's not to say that everybody has that plan, but as we all know and have found throughout our lives, people don't live forever. So you want to look at how can you protect yourself, your family, your heirs in the future. You want to make sure that you're looking at a team who has some sort of full succession, AKA kind of contingency plan for if and when something happens to the lead advisor. Making sure that you have somebody that's more than just a single person operation that you can call and get help from a member of their team and not have to rely on a single individual to help you make some of the biggest decisions of your entire life. This is why having that team approach is so important. Plus, you want to know that if something happens to the person that you meet with on a continual basis, that your future is not going to be negatively impacted if they are no longer there. Again, this is your life's work. This is your life savings, putting it in the hands of a single individual who has nobody else supporting them, or maybe somebody like part-time helping with the admin. That may not be an ideal fit for what you're looking for your future. So really honing in on the people that have a team, have a succession plan, and have something in place so that you can continue to be taken care of, regardless of how long that individual is there. The fourth mistake to avoid when hiring an advisor is working with somebody who does not have a long-standing reputation for helping people retire and helping people retire well. Having that kind of credibility or industry recognition too, where they've helped people over the years and there's a track record and not just wordsmithing to show this. You want to make sure that you have somebody who is serving you that has done this before. Again, I say this like a broken record, but essentially you got one shot at this. This is your one chance to, ensure that you have a successful future and that you are retiring well and you're working with the right person who can help you move into the future and make positive, impactful decisions for your life. So making sure that you have and are working with somebody who has the experience in doing that, who has helped so many people do that and do it successfully, to retire and to retire well, to define not just what they're retiring from or what you're retiring from, but what you're retiring to. You have not done this before, right? You have not had this experience, whereas an advisor that has this as a specialty per se, or a main focus for their business and that their team has also helped do, that's a different story. Now you're leaning on people with the experience, you're leaning on people who have helped others do this, and you're not just relying on, somebody that have, maybe good intentions, but just hasn't done it before. So make sure that you avoid the mistake of not finding the right advisor for you. Now, great resource that you can tap into. Go to mysweetfinancial.com. We give it's called a retirement readiness toolbox completely for free. So if you're getting in that mindset where you're trying to decide, gosh, do I hire an advisor? Do I do the DIY version or not? Am I working with the right advisor right now? What do I even want my future to look like? It is plump full of tools and resources that you can use to help you make informed decisions for your future. So go to mysweetfinancial.com, download those tools there so that you can get quick access to a plethora of information as you start gearing up, deciding who you're going to work with in the future, deciding what you want for your future as a whole, and really taking that to the next level and making sure that you are planning for an incredibly successful retirement, one that leaves you fulfilled. We believe that every single person has the right to create a life that they can't wait to wake up to. So you don't want to waste another minute working with maybe the wrong person who's not going to help you get exactly that.